The presenting sponsor of Andrew Talks to Chefs is Mies. Mies is the chef-created recipe operating system that makes your professional kitchen life easier with unprecedented tools for recording, scaling, analyzing, costing, and teaching recipes, much of it at the press of a virtual button. Learn more at getmees.com/Andrew. That's GETMeez.com/Andrew. This episode of Andrew Talks to Chefs is supported in part by S.Pellegrino Sparkling Natural Mineral Water. For the past 125 years, S.Pellegrino has supported the art of fine dining in all of its ever-changing forms and nurtured the next generation of chefs through resources and mentorship. To learn more, visit sanpellegrino.com.
I'm Massimo Bottura.
This is Amanda Cohen.
This is David Kinch.
This is Mike Anthony.
This is Hooni Kim.
This is Amanda Freitag.
This is Richard Blaze.
This is Paul Kahn.
This is Curtis Stone.
This is Stephen Harris.
This is Missy Robbins.
And you're listening to Andrew Talks to Chefs.
It's good to be unleashed. I think it gives you opportunity to be more creative. At the same time, you have to be when you're an owner, you can see your wallet. So if you see your bank account, you have to be careful. It's a very fine line, You have to cook for you, but you have to cook for the customers as well. So it's a fine line.
That is the voice of Oscar Lorenzzi of Nuyores Restaurant in New York City. Oscar is our guest today on Andrew Talks to Chefs.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is Andrew Talks to Chefs. I am your host, Andrew Friedman, and our guest today is a friend of mine by the name of Oscar Lorenzzi, and Oscar is the chef and an owner of Nuyores Restaurant in the West Village of New York City. I will properly introduce Oscar in just a moment. I do first want to share with all of you, as I do here, some of my dining notes from my dining around over the last week. And I want to say I usually make a point of sharing, if I'm the beneficiary of a certain amount of generosity or even an occasional comp. I'm kind of tired of explaining that on a case-by-case basis. And there is a header that I started to use back when I had my old blog, Tokeland, and I am going to resurrect it here. And it was a way of me letting you know that when I talk about certain restaurants, that it is entirely possible that I have received an extra course, a drink on the house, a dessert on the house, an occasional free meal. This is something that's pretty typical for a lot of us people who cover the industry. I do believe in full disclosure and letting you know that if I'm going to recommend a place to you, that I think you have a right to know when that has been the case. And the name that I apply to this segment is the name that I adopted several years ago, more than a decade ago, for cases like this, and it is the possibly compromised critic. Okay, so here we go. The first stop on this week's eating tour was Bar Bet Restaurant. That is BAR space BETE. And Bar Bet is Mark St. Jacques Restaurant in Cobble Hill in Brooklyn, New York. It is a neighborhood where a lot of food writers and editors live. So I have to say I've always been a little bit puzzled that it hasn't been written about more, that it hasn't been reviewed more. Frankly, that it isn't one of the most popular restaurants in New York City, although they clearly do a very good business. They've been around now for several years. And even on the weeknight that I was there last week, they were very busy. But I absolutely love Bar Bet. It's one of my favorite places to bring out-of-towners to and to turn New Yorkers onto. It serves very robust food. Mark is from Montreal, which makes a lot of sense after you eat at the restaurant. And it is a very smart, stylish room with very warm and gracious service. I have to say, I hadn't been there in probably at least a year. And I was very glad to see the restaurant was still really thriving, both in terms of guest count and in terms of the quality of the food and the hospitality. And I was also happy to see that some favorite dishes of mine seem to have been accorded permanent status on the menu. Those would include the awesome duck fat potatoes. I said here on the show when I interviewed Mark a while back, it's one of the few times that I've ever seen duck fat name checked in a dish name where I actually feel like it benefited the dish. Those potatoes are some of the best I've ever had, and that is dependably the case. The tuna toast, which I'm showing a picture of, just delicious. And I tried some things that were new to me, like a nudie that had a hint of maple offset by the gentle heat of chili. And of course, their amazing white cake with chocolate frosting and sea salt for dessert. I don't have a picture of that, I'm sorry to say, but that also has been there, if not since day one, which might be the case, certainly since the early days of the restaurant. I love Barbette. I'm glad I got back there. I will not let a year go by before I get back there again. And I recommend it very highly to you if you haven't been there. And then a night or two after that, I joined my friend Evan Sung, the photographer, whom many of you are probably familiar with. His pictures, no doubt, are better than mine, but he's out of town right now, and I didn't want to bug him and ask for photos. So apologies to the restaurant for these photos. But we had dinner at Passerine, which is a newish modern Indian restaurant on East 20th Street, right near Gramercy Tavern. And that is in the Flatiron district of New York City. And Passerine is an unabashedly ambitious Indian restaurant that serves a la carte menu and also two tasting menus, one of which is vegetarian, and that's what we both chose to have that night. I'm showing some pictures here of the food. I have to say, everything was delicious across the board. The flavors were unshy and beautifully balanced, and the service was first rate. And if you take a look at Passerine's website, you will see that the chef, Chetan Shetty, is less concerned with traditionality or what he calls authenticity on the website than with curiosity and exploring new ideas. I found the food to just be wonderful. I also, I did not get a chance to meet Chef Shetty, but I did meet Manish Goyal, the restaurateur behind the restaurant, who seemed like a good guy. I'd never met him before, but the whole team is taking a pretty big swing here, and I quite enjoyed it. And I do plan to go back, and I do think it's worth your considering. And then I'll throw in one last pick, which is a place I just came from as I record this intro on Sunday afternoon, and that is Rolo's Restaurant in the Ridgewood neighborhood of Queens. I have spoken about it before here. My wife, Caitlin, this is her absolute favorite restaurant in New York, maybe on planet Earth, to go for brunch. And I love it too. And I certainly see why it's her favorite. I have been there for dinner twice, I think, at least twice for sure. And it's terrific at night as well. But, you know, if you go in there on the weekend afternoons, you could be forgiven for thinking you might have somehow found yourself in West Hollywood. It's a bright, sun-filled room. They play awesome music. Today it was a mix of ABBA and early Michael Jackson and some other stuff. Everyone's so happy to be there. And I usually order the Mrs. Crispy. I'm putting a shot of it up here from a previous visit. I mean, look at this thing, just made for brunch. This is the stuff brunch dreams are made of. But they also have a limited edition burger at the restaurant. And I usually eat at 1 o'clock or later on Sunday. And the burgers are usually all gone. But I got lucky today. They had a couple left. I snagged one. I'm not putting a picture of it here because my picture doesn't do it justice, but it is something else. I will not eat again today. I am fully fortified for the week ahead and probably in need of a nap. But Rolo's in the Ridgewood neighborhood of Queens, it's just awesome. The staff is as friendly as can be. The food is great. The energy is just full on positivity. And I have felt this way about it on absolutely every visit. So that is Rolo's in the Ridgewood neighborhood of Queens. Well worth your knowing about. Not the most convenient restaurant for most of us, but I think it's worth going slightly out of your way for, because once you get there, it's just an oasis of good times and really good food and drink.
A quick note of thanks to one of our promotional partners, S.Pellegrino Sparkling Natural Mineral Water. For the past 125 years, S.Pellegrino has supported the art of fine dining in all of its ever-changing forms and nurtured the next generation of chefs through resources and mentorship. To learn more, visit sanpellegrino.com.
So, as I say, our guest today is Oscar Lorenzzi. Oscar is a friend of mine who I initially met through a couple of different mutual friends, all of whom kind of flow through the world of S.Pellegrino. And over the years, Oscar and I have become friends ourselves without the need of a qualifier of the mutual friends. We are now just full-on buddies. I enjoy him quite a bit. I love his energy. I love his passion for his work. I love his love of the chef's life and of New York City. He is at this point in time a longtime New Yorker, but he is originally from Lima, Peru, which we talk about in the interview. And he has been the chef of a number of restaurants over the years, most prominently Contento, which just last year wrapped up a multi-year run up in East Harlem. It got quite a bit of attention. We do talk about it in the interview, so I won't go on about Contento here. And then in the fall of 2025, just a few months ago, he opened his own place, Nuyores, where he is the chef and a partner. The food there is obviously heavily influenced by his Peruvian background, but there are some other influences that flow through it, and they seem to be doing quite well there. I've eaten there a couple of times now, and I do quite enjoy it. And I'm excited for you to meet Oscar and to get his story. So I will get right to it after this quick message from our presenting sponsor, Mies.
Hey everybody, Andrew here. I want to encourage you to check out our presenting sponsor, Mies. Not because they're our sponsor, but because Mies exists to make your kitchen life easier. Mies is the chef-created recipe operating system for culinary professionals. What that means is that Mies is a virtual place to house all of your recipes, and just as importantly, it enables you to derive all kinds of information from them: food costs, allergen data, yield loss, unit conversions, and nutritional breakdowns, and also to scale them up or down, and even to cost them, and to do most of that at the press of a virtual button. Mies is also a teaching tool that empowers you to incorporate how-to photos and videos to illustrate individual recipe steps and techniques, which is especially useful and time-saving for multi-unit organizations. The basic version of Mies is free for the entire culinary industry. Upgrade to premium and let Mies make your entire business more efficient and centralized. Train and onboard team members, manage production, and even process invoices. Seriously, if you work with recipes in the pro kitchen or bar, Mies was built for you and will make your entire restaurant's or company's kitchen life easier. And as a listener of Andrew Talks to Chefs, receive 25 free recipe uploads and breakdowns on your new Mies account by signing up today. Learn more at GetMeez, that's GetMeez.com/Andrew. Simply click through via the link on the episode description for today's show.
Okay. And with that, here is my conversation with Oscar Lorenzzi. Here you go.
Oscar, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Andrew, for inviting me.
We've been talking about this for a long time. We had to wait for you to get another restaurant open.
Exactly.
Before we get into your whole backstory and all that, tell us about Nuyores. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes, Nuyores.
Nuyores. That is the name of your restaurant that opened last year on 13th Street
13th Street
in
between
Manhattan.
7 and 6.
Yep.
Nuyores is a slang for New York and South America. You know, like we say, what are you doing? What are you doing now? So I'm going to Los Nuyores. I'm traveling to New York City. And me being Peruvian and Jonathan being Chilean, like we want to express not only each side of our story, but our community as an immigrants from South America coming together. We have a big group of friends. We know each other for 20 years, over 20 years. So we have a big group of friends from Brazil, from Chile, Peru, Colombia. And we want to express that too, and the hospitality that we have. A lot of our food definitely has a Peruvian DNA, but it's complemented from South American touches, and definitely the wine list, plenty of terroir from South America, and a lot of spirits from South America. Not only pisco from Peru, pisco from Chile. We have vermouth from Argentina, Fernet from Argentina, cachaça, rum from Colombia, Venezuela, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And I've been now a couple of times.
Yes.
Last time I came in, you got pulled away. But I feel like, am I correct? I feel like it's kind of developing a little bit of a vibe there.
Yes.
Like the last time I was in, which was only as we sit here today in January, I think it was just last month, early December maybe, but it was definitely feeling like there were some regulars. The music, I think you guys have kind of found your groove. You're smiling.
Yeah,
but
the playlist is great.
Is this how it's been for you?
Yes, we have a lot of regulars. A lot of the neighbors comes all the time. They sit in the front. They don't want to sit in the back. Some of the regulars love the back, and they bring groups, and they like the vibe in the back. It's the fun thing about Nuyores is like you have two restaurants in one. The front, it has their own energy, more casual.
Like a cafe.
Like a cafe.
Where the bar is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have the burger in the front, only served at the bar table. And in the back, feels a little more like a restaurant proper, per se, like...
Right, but also a lot of very big, like kind of round,
yes,
like banquettes.
The banquet, so it has a very nice vibe.
It's like a place, you know what, it's like in the back is like a place Al Pacino might have hung out.
Yes.
In Scarface.
In Scarface, yeah. With a Latino vibe.
Right? There's a little bit of like the decor.
Maybe Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escobar. Okay. And how long, you just mentioned your own heritage, where you come from. We're going to get into all this in a minute, but you've cooked in a lot of different places. You were involved with Five Napkin Burger, which is a do we say chain? I don't know what we call it, a concept.
I don't think it's a chain. They have only 2 stores now.
Is it down to 2?
Yes, only down to 2.
But that was a concept that's, that's got, you wouldn't look at that and go, oh, some guy from Lima did, right? But how long had this idea in some form been brewing in your head that you were going to do a restaurant more or less like what Nuyores is? Is this something that had been kind of developing in your mind for how long?
Yes, so I started working at Fine Napkin Burger in 2007.
Wow.
So yeah, 2007. 2007? No, 2007. No, 2007. Yeah, 2007. My wife just graduated college. And the one who was doing the wine list for Fine Napkin Burger was Jonathan. He was working on Marseille, the restaurant in the other
Okay.
As Oren does all the time, has the whole block. He has Marseille, Nizza, and Fine Napkin Burger.
Well, since you brought it up, we need to say who we're talking about.
Oren Simon.
Oren Simon, who has
18.
Well, there's the Five Napkin Burger thing, and has been known over the years for doing a number of kind of Frenchy. I don't want to say theme, but they kind of riff on like Marseille is one of his, and
Fine Napkin comes from Nice Matan,
on the Upper West Side,
where they have the burger with the rosemary aioli and the caramelized onions and the Comte cheese.
Yeah, but a prolific restaurateur.
Prolific restaurateur. He has 18 restaurants now.
If you don't know, I don't know.
Maybe he keep opening. He has Acadia, Monterrey now.
Yeah.
He opened next to L'Express, another one that I don't remember the name. It's really good, a pasta place, nice. He's very smart. Mm-hmm. He's really, really smart. Has a good pulse in the feeling of the city, what they want. And he has switched a little bit his restaurant not only to French, but Middle Eastern, Mediterranean. Mm-hmm. He's doing very well. So I started working there with Andy the Amigo, which is one of my mentors. He's a great chef, great person, better friend. And we started developing the fine napkin was crazy. We were doing everything by hand. Potatoes by hand, burgers by hand. There wasn't like really a burger place at that time. The only one was the one from Daniel in the Lower East Side that I don't remember the name anymore.
From Daniel Balud?
Yeah.
CBGB.
CBGB.
Yeah.
So he had that. That's the only restaurant with based burger.
Chef-driven burger place.
Yeah. And fine napkin.
We've come so far.
Yeah. 20 years after.
Thank God we have all these burger chains. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's incredible. Like I just was walking in and I saw 7 Avenue Burger downstairs.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, there's one here too. So the idea came there, and Jonathan, you know how much I love wine. Jonathan's one of the persons that started me into drinking wine the proper way. You know, like one day he said like, oh, we have this Syrah. I said, I don't really like Syrah. And he looked at me like I have 4 heads. Like, what are you talking about? And at the end of the night, I said, Chef, I have this samples. Do you want to taste them? I said, sure. Like for the menu, yes. Like we started like 6, 7 different bottles. It's tasting this, and I was like, oh, it's amazing. It's like, yeah, you have to drink 6 bottles of Syrah from France. So I was like, oh wow. And then I understood what terroir is and how it works with wine and food together. It was a great experience. And then we became very close. He came to my wedding. I've been to his wedding. I catered his wedding, which is 1 year anniversary yesterday. It's because the idea came there. Like, why don't we have a place that have that terroir, South America?
So you two started talking about this all the way back then.
Yeah.
Wow. And how committed a way were you thinking about? Because you're talking about almost 20 years ago.
No, we're just talking.
But
at that time,
when did you start actually?
At that time, I was a sous chef and working in a burger joint.
Yeah.
So I was like, eventually, I moved in the company too. I started running Marseille. I run Nismatan. I run both, and I help with the openings of the restaurants. I help with all the openings of Fine Napkin Burger, Miami, Boston, Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm missing one more there somewhere. But it was like all the ones in the city.
So you had a good gig.
It was good. I worked with Andy and Oren for close to 12 years. Maybe a little bit more.
And when you were doing those, well, let's hold that for a second. So the answer to my question is, in some form, you'd had the idea for like 17, 18 years.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go all the way back now. You originally from Lima?
Lima.
Tell me what did a Lima childhood look like for you, and how prominently did food figure into it?
Food was everything. My father was the kind of person that was eating breakfast and say, what are we going to have for dinner? My family is huge. I live with my grandma. My mom was the 20 out of 20th kids. She was the last one.
Out of 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very tight. I know the names of all my cousins' kids. We're 71 cousins with my sister included. Just that on my mom's side.
We actually just got a wow from our producer. Couldn't hold it.
And we before the pandemic, we'll get together every February, which was Grandpa's birthday.
Yeah.
After the pandemic, we stopped. But we're just like talking like last week that we're gonna get together next February, figure it out. The cousins wanna take over. There's no many uncles left. There's only 4 left.
Okay.
20. So we're gonna take over and see what we can do. And everything was around food, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, Grandma's birthday, Grandpa's birthday. It's like a wedding. It was 200 people.
How common or uncommon was this in the community where you grew up? Like, do you feel like your family was unusually focused on food, or was this pretty standard around the people you grew up with?
I think everybody in Peru is, and everybody in Peru, not in Lima, everybody in Peru is focused on food. I think the more regional you go, there's more traditional food. That you live in Lima is a little bit different. My family is from the central Andes of Peru, so there was a lot of that kind of food for me growing up that it wasn't very common at the time. Maybe it was looked down at the time, colonialistic society, whatever you want to call it, but but like we love it and we're very proud. And now everybody eats quinoa and everybody eats barley and everybody eats all the stuff. Now that all the chefs cook.
Yeah.
But we were very central. Everything was around food. There's one of the things that we used to do every time that we get together for grandpa's birthday, especially, was pachamanca. Pacha means Mother Earth, and manca means to cook. So it's like kind of like it's cooking on the ground. You know, they will heat up.
Oh, you did like a pit. And, okay.
With a pit, heat up the stones, put it there, put the meat, put the tamales, the fava beans, the potatoes, everything in there, and when it's cooked, like everybody will.
Did stuff get wrapped in foil and put down there, or you put like a grate, or you hung stuff over it? Like
No. It was the stones, and the top of the stones, just the meat straight up.
Wow.
After that, you cover that with corn and fava beans, and then you put some burlap kind of thing.
Oh, I see.
Like the sugar bags, the rice bags, all that stuff, wet, herbs, and then come the tamales, then come the cheese and pots, corn again, and some other stuff like, that was it.
Sounds
Sweet
awesome.
Potatoes. It's delicious. And we try to do it every February.
So did you participate in the cooking as a kid, or were you just, or were you just an eater?
Everybody has to bring something. Otherwise, it's like one family cannot cook for everybody. So it's like a potluck. If we weren't doing the pachamanca at some restaurant or place, usually everybody will bring something.
Okay.
Yeah, and then at home, everybody cook. And I live with my grandma, so my grandma was like, oh, we have to do this. And I remember when we have the corn and nixtamalize, okay, we have to take the pit out of the corn. Like, as kids will help, my cousins will come. It was fun. For me, it was great.
Okay. And when did you decide, well, actually, tell me what kind of kid I have to imagine you've always been an extrovert.
Yes.
Just knowing you as I do.
I was a very well-behaved kid.
I didn't say not well behaved, but
But yeah, I was very well behaved.
A lot of friends?
A lot of friends.
Very social.
Very social, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, always.
And how did you spend what time you had outside of school? Like, did you do sports? Did you do theater? What did you do?
I love dancing. Until now. But I love soccer, football. And I wasn't that good, but I got a chance to play.
High school team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I loved theater at the time. I was in the theater group of my high school. I wasn't that good neither. I was I loved to watch it. I wasn't a very good performer.
Okay. But you tried.
And I tried. It was fun. It was great.
Do you remember you and I'm going to do this quickly because it won't mean anything to most people, but you and I were at a wedding together about 1.5 years ago in Poland.
Yes.
And there was some late night competitions, dance competition.
Yeah.
Remember this?
Yes.
And you kind of got, can I say this? You kind of got your butt kicked by
a lot.
But afterwards you came up to me and you were like, I did theater as a kid. Like, I love to dance. Like, this is a weird feeling. Do you remember this?
Yes.
You're like, I don't think I've ever felt like this about performing, because you felt like you'd kind of gotten shut down. Yeah,
for sure.
That was a hard moment for you.
Yes, the mezcal didn't help neither.
Wow, you only have yourself to blame for that. But anyway, talk to me. So you did sports, you did that theater. When did you have something else you were going to do professionally, or that you thought you might do before you decided to be a cook?
So in my household, like, my father wanted me to be either a lawyer or go a doctor. In my mom's side of the family, all my uncles are civil engineers, and all the women are teachers or nuns. So that was the path for them. So I said lawyer. Why not? My uncle was a lawyer, my father's side, so it was like, his best friend was compadre. My dad was the grandfather of his kid. He was a lawyer, he was a judge, supreme judge. So I was like...
Were you a good student? I mean, if you're going to go be a lawyer, I would think you must have been an okay student.
I was a great student until my last year of high school, which I kind of rebelled. I was like, I don't want to study anymore. But I was I still in touch with my high school teachers.
Are you?
Yeah, so one of the ones that are alive, yes. A couple of them.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah.
How are you in touch? Like, do you just keep them up on what you're doing? Do you still reach out for advice?
Yes. No, like we talk once in a while. Like, my school wasn't that big. Like, I think we have like 30 kids in my whole class.
Oh, wow.
And I was always the stubborn guy, you know, like my high school was very lefty and my family is very conservative. So I was the guy who has to like do a little bit extra to try to, you know, balance per se. So there was a lot of debate, there was a lot of critical thinking in school, you know, like it was very different. It was like late 80s. Like I remember we did a whole thing in history about The Wall, the movie. Like it was like, took like 3 weeks. And my father,
The Pink Floyd movie?
Yeah. My father was like livid, like, this is no good. Like, I was like, this is really good. Like, you have to think about why we're doing this. No, what is it?
And he thought it was what, just like some movie for stoners or something?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it was.
It was. But it was great. It was great. So, like, we're still in touch. Like, and I went to law school.
Oh, you actually started law school?
Yeah, I went for 3 years. Some friends, yeah. I still in touch.
3 years? Did you graduate?
No. In Peru, it's different. You do 2 years of, we call it humanities, general
Yeah,
studies,
just like general.
and then you go to the law side.
But how many? Oh,
It's
so
6.5 years
total. Okay, so you were just starting on the law stuff. And hated it?
I hated it. I hated
What did you hate about it?
everything. Because it's different than here too. So everything there's codes. You have civil, penal, family law. Everything's a code, and everything's typified. You know, like everything has. Here the law is created all the time, which is not. I don't know if it's better or worse, but.
So wait, so does that mean that if you become a lawyer, you declare like a specialization and that's all you do?
Mostly.
Okay, so if you're doing family, you're doing family.
Kind of here too, the same.
Yeah.
Kind of here. You do family, you do tax, you do
Estate.
IP, you
Yeah.
do estate,
Yeah.
you do criminal, or you do white collar litigation.
Wow.
Um,
You really know your
my wife-
categories of law.
My wife's a lawyer too, so we talk.
Oh,
about-
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So somebody finished the school.
Yeah.
in their family.
So she's like she's your human shield with your family.
Yes. But I didn't finish law school.
Yeah. And how did cooking start to seep in as something?
I wanted to cook. I always go like, when I was in college, I always sell chicken sandwiches. I don't know if you heard the story.
No, never.
From Nidal and Filippo. So
Nadal and Filippo are friends of ours.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was at college,
Yeah.
I will make, and this is the other part that I'm very social, people knows, I will make the parties of the law school. I will make the parties for Halloween, and I will sell chicken sandwich, and I make a lot of money doing that.
But when you say you made a party,
Like
did you take a space
I would take a space, we'll sell tickets, $10 a head
to get in? That was like the
to get
cover?
in. Yeah, to get in, and then you can drink as much beer as you can.
Okay.
So it was 50% women, 50%, and the woman didn't drink anything.
Wise.
So we make a lot of money.
Okay.
We make like a bang, like.
And then once you were in, were the sandwiches free or you sold them?
No, we sold them.
Okay.
Like at the beginning, I was selling myself, and I was selling so much that I hired somebody to sell. Like one of the guys will like help me.
Was it just one version of the sandwich?
Yes, one chicken.
Okay,
sandwich.
what was it?
It was chicken sandwich and a brioche, chicken salad.
Chicken salad.
Yeah.
What made it special?
We made it at home. Like my mom make mayonnaise twice a week at home.
Okay.
And mayonnaise was amazing, so I learned the recipe, and like we have help at home, and I will pay one of the ladies to help me with sandwiches. And
But you would just what? Roast the chicken and cut it up?
we boil the chicken.
Yeah.
We reduce the stock. We use the reduced stocks to make the mayonnaise, and that we'll mix with celery and the chicken. That's it.
That's it, on a brioche.
In a brioche.
Wow. Okay.
And we'll sell 100 chickens a day.
Okay.
Chicken sandwiches.
Did the sandwich or the party have a name?
Well, we call it was the law reunion. It was twice each semester. Halloween once a year. After, it's not Holy Week in English, it's Easter, we'll do a party because everybody will go, it's the end of summer, you go to the beach.
But I mean,
you
did
go
you
back.
name the sandwich, like was it Pollo Abogado?
No,
Something
no.
like that.
They like chicken sandwich.
Just chicken?
I mean, they used to call me El Gordo Lorenzzi.
El Gordo?
El Gordo
the fat
Lorenzzi. The fat
Lorenzzi?
Lorenzzi. So it's the sandwich from Fat Lorenzzi.
Okay.
Some people still call me, hey, Lorenzzi, Gordo.
Were you chubby?
Yeah, I always was a big boy.
Okay. All right.
But it's funny, like nicknames. My family called me Chino.
Okay.
El Chino. And then, like, there's 3 Oscars in my family, so you have to differentiate in one way.
What are the other ones called?
My father used to be called Colita, which is a little tail because he was so skinny, he was like a tail.
Okay.
And my older uncle is Oscar.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
the name.
he got the
Okay. So, okay, but that's just a chicken sandwich. I mean, like I say, you've been the chef of a couple of restaurants in New York. You had this big job with this company.
Yes.
When did you start setting your sights on, like, you know, I don't like to stratify people, you know, different types of food. But when did you start setting your sights on something, let's call it more ambitious?
So, like, after that, like I said, like I want to go to cooking school. And my cousin lives in Montreal. And he said, like, come here. There's a very good school. It's called La Salle. Like, we can get you in. Don't worry. Of course, I went there. I think I was in school for 2 weeks. And I was like 19 when I left. I finished high school when I was 16. And I was like first time by myself, different country, French, English. My English was very good, so at the time. So I didn't learn French because I was speaking in English.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a great time in Montreal. I told my wife that I have to live my life the same way. I will do it the same. I don't have a problem. And like I lived there almost 4 years.
You only lasted a few weeks in the school?
Yeah.
And then
I started working.
because you were just what, enjoying the city too much? Yeah.
It's amazing nightlife. I was teaching salsa. I was a salsa teacher. That's
Were
how I
you?
make money, yeah.
Oh wow.
And my cousin had a company helping. And in the weekends, I would work in a restaurant. Just
Okay.
like dishwashing, running food, doing everything.
And
learning.
so you were starting to get the bug.
Yes.
You were starting to were you one of these guys you just wanted to be in restaurants?
Yeah. I love the restaurant.
Yeah.
I love the environment, being around the table, what it brings, the hospitality.
Were you always going to be in the kitchen? It seems to me you could have been a really good, like a GM or a maitre d' or a...
No, but
you could have been, you would have, I think you'd be very...
I mean, sommelier
you could have been the
maybe?
face of a restaurant.
Yeah. I wouldn't like to be like Michael Checky, like have your name on the door. There's very few people that can do that if you're not a chef.
Yeah, Michael Checky is a veteran of New York City restaurants in the dining room. He's opened a lot of restaurants for people, and he opened his own place on
Down the block.
13th Street called Checky's.
Checky's.
Yeah,
So,
he's been on the show. He wrote a fun book called Your Table is Ready. Yeah,
very talented guy.
yeah. But there was that kind of thing. There's a little bit of an appeal for you.
Yes. I mean, I sometimes, like, when Jonathan's not there and we get busy, I do wine service, which I love.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you start? Well, let me back up. At this time, before you come north, you're thinking about maybe being a chef, being in restaurants. At the time you were growing up, like when you're 19, 20 years old, where are things in chef culture, like in Peru, right? I hate this term, but did you guys have what we used to call, and some people still do, like celebrity chefs? Were you aware of some of the famous French chefs? Were you aware of just the culture of this industry you were interested
No,
in?
not at all.
Just like to cook?
Gaston didn't exist
In Peru.
in Peru, like Gaston.
And you were unaware of it elsewhere?
Yes, Gaston wasn't like at the time. The only thing that I would watch was You the Child, maybe, and Jacques Pepin, Chefs of the World. I remember it was a series in the time that I would love to watch. Mm-hmm. But that's the magnitude that I know about chefs.
So what did being a chef in your imagination seem like to you? Like, did it seem like something where you would have an opportunity to express yourself, to conceive your own dishes, or did you look at it more when you were a kid, like when you were young, or was it more like it's a job that I would like, but I'm just going to be doing, like the classics?
I think I love the idea to like have that for a job in the sense that I love to cook. And I think like at the time, started to think that it will give me the structure for me to be something that I needed, because I needed structure in my life.
You recognize that?
I recognize that, for
Okay.
sure. And so that was the appealing. The front of house thing came after, when I was working in the restaurant that I really enjoy.
And did you see yourself being like a creative chef, or did you not see that part of it yet?
Yes, I did.
You did?
My parents both really good cooks, really, really good cooks. My father's a little bit, sometimes goes to
Improvises?
too much.
Too much.
So sometimes he does great things, and sometimes we have to like
Pretend?
do takeout, and we can eat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he said like, oh, this is not good. Like we need to like,
Give it to the dog?
not even
Not even.
for the dog.
All right. When do you decide you're going to come to the States?
So after Montreal, I said, okay, this life is gonna kill me, so I have to do something. The kitchen is what I need. I think the structure will help me. I go back to Peru, and I was between Spain and New York.
What year is this?
This is 1998, 99.
Okay.
At the time, it was easier for me to come to the States because my family was here. I didn't have family in Spain.
Yeah.
As you know, like my family is so big, I have family everywhere. So I decided to come here. I live in Northern Virginia for a couple months, make a little extra money, and then I moved to New
Was
York.
that because you had family there?
Yes.
Okay, so you stayed with them?
I stayed with them literally a couple months, and then I moved to New York.
Got it.
And I got my first job within 3 weeks. I work at Man Ray with Frederick Kiefer. It's amazing. I love there. He's a great guy.
We're going to pick up with that in a minute because that's a good break point. We'll start getting into your time in New York City, and we'll be this one, that one, right back. This episode of Andrew Talks to Chefs was filmed at the iconic Gage Tollner restaurant in beautiful downtown Brooklyn, situated for more than 125 years just across the Brooklyn Bridge from Manhattan and just steps from several major subway lines. Gage Tollner mingles a transporting landmark setting with contemporary standards of food and hospitality. Gage Tollner's current chapter began in 2021 when the restaurant was reopened by a trio of successful Brooklyn restaurateurs following a lovingly performed restoration. In addition to the expansive chandelier downstairs dining room, the second floor is home to the Sunken Harbor Club, Gage Tollner's very own tropical cocktail bar, and to 2 conjoined private spaces decorated to resemble a Victorian townhome. We film in one of those. Whether for any occasion dining, a drink or bite at the walk-and-only bar, or a private event, Gage Tollner looks forward to hosting you. For more information and/or to reserve your table today, visit the link in our episode description for today's show at andrewtalkstochefs.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, so you come to New York, you get a job at Man Ray. Now, Man Ray was a restaurant, I can think of it as being very much of its time, right? It was in Chelsea.
It's 2 blocks from my restaurant. It was in 15 between 6 and 7.
Yeah.
It was great. Like it was very of the time, beginning of the aughts. Pan-Asian bistro was very in. You know, they have Lotus, they have Burakan, Man Ray, Loungy, a lot of celebrities. The investors were like, what's his name? Harvey Weinstein. At the time, he was the director of Miramax.
What are you doing?
I mean, that's the people that were.
Harvey. No, I'm just kidding. What are you going to do? He was the owner.
He was one
investor.
investor.
Yeah.
Actors, what's his name? The guy. I mean, I forgot now.
Who? Give me a clue.
White Man Can Jump.
Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, he was one of the partners.
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't remember the name.
So there were definitely some parties after service.
Bono, a lot. A lot. So like we have like, for example, it was like A-list. Every other Miramax movie that has a screening, we have the party there.
They would have the reception.
The reception.
Yeah. And your role, what role?
When I started, I was the morning saucier and butcher.
Okay.
That was my first job.
Okay. And when you come to New York, where was your first apartment? And just as much as you're able to give a sense of it.
First apartment, 171st and 4 Washington.
Wow.
Down there, it was like 3 blocks from the 1 train. It was so easy commute for me.
Was it just you? You had your own place?
I was previously married with a woman that I met in Virginia.
Okay.
It didn't last very long.
Okay.
But I lived there for 2-3 years. It's a great apartment, first floor.
Yeah.
I pay. It was a 2-bedroom, $900 a month.
Okay. And what was What was the feeling like of being? Had you ever been here before?
Yes, I've been in New York.
So you knew what you were getting into a little bit.
Yes.
And what was the feeling of being here as a young cook? I mean, that's an exciting time in New York City.
Yes.
Restaurants.
It was
are really like full speed.
It was intense, because in the morning I will work, and that's my regular shift, and the afternoon I will stay. As I asked chef, can I stay? Can I watch? Can I help? It's like, I cannot pay you, but you more than, and I will stay mostly until end of service.
Yeah.
Every day. I will go on my day off too as well.
So you were very driven.
Yeah. It's like the only way I can learn is the more I work, the more I learn. Mm-hmm. So, and Freddie really likes me, and he gave me a lot of freedom to do the stuff. With Ricky was the morning, the senior sous chef, to do especially the parties, to do stuff. Ricky's Mexican, Peruvian, so we do a lot of panation, but we put a lot of Latino stuff. I remember we have chimichangas, we had empanadas, we did some ceviche, and at the time it was like, how do you want to serve ceviche and then dye leaves? Don't worry, they don't know better.
Okay. And then what was your progression to finally, where were you when you first started to kind of move up the chain, become like a sous chef?
When I finished Man Ray, I was the morning sous chef. Mm-hmm. After that, I went to open another lounge. It was called Tash. It just opened, and it was Indian, French. We have one of the chefs from Bon Appetit being the consultant, and he will develop the menu with us. It was everything electrical. Mm-hmm. It was a challenge, but it was fun. I worked there for a couple years.
Everything? You mean the stoves?
Yeah, everything was electrical.
Oof, because of some kind of crazy zoning thing, or
it was the Con Edison thing that they
could never get hooked up.
It's New York. You learn.
Yeah.
But it was great. I stayed there for a couple years. After that, I managed a cafe and a club. Clubs always follow me. It was called Corner Shop, and downstairs was Table 50.
Okay.
That was in Bleecker and Broadway. I stayed there for a couple of years as well. Made some of my very good friends until today. They're still there.
Uh-huh. And what kind of food? What were you doing?
That was a little bit. It was a cafe. We do everything. I did a lot of Latino food there.
Uh-huh.
It was good. I started 2-3 years there. Then Frederick called me. I helped him up in a restaurant in Greenwich called Gaia, it was the same people from Aboche.
Okay, Greenwich,
Connecticut.
Connecticut. I was wondering. I didn't know if you meant Street, Avenue, or Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Okay.
And I stayed there for a year and a half, couple of years, helping him, and that's how I met my wife there.
Okay.
That's 2007 already.
Wow.
So 2007, I moved back to the city. I started working with Sue Torres.
At where? Sueños?
No, it was called Los Dados. It was in the meatpacking district.
I don't remember that one.
Well,
We should say Sue Torres was the chef. I used to live right down the street, the Rocking Horse Cafe, which was a really good Mexican place, very traditional. In Chelsea. The owner was really involved as well. Her name was Ro de Bona, who was a big, just loved Mexican food. And then Sue had a place called Sueños, but didn't she have a restaurant called Hell's Kitchen? Am I wrong? It was in Hell's Kitchen.
It was in Hell's Kitchen, but I don't know.
I think it was called Hell's Kitchen.
But I don't know if it was
Anyways,
hers.
but that was Sue Torres. So you worked with Sue.
I went with Sue, which I love to death. We still like, we were just talking yesterday about, she's a big Raiders fan, just giving grief. So I was managing Los Dados. No, Los Dados, it's one of the guys from Lambs Club was involved there.
Okay.
It was the owner of Lotus too. But we didn't last that long. Like Sue and I left like after 6 months.
Okay.
But Sue got me in touch with Andy.
Okay.
And you should go work with this guy. So like he's amazing. And
This is
I
Andy
think
Aarons.
Andy D'Amico.
D'Amico, sorry, Andy D'Amico.
And Sue worked for Andy at some point, and I don't remember exactly where it was.
Got it.
Sign of the Dove or Bolivar. But that's how I started working with Andy.
Okay. In what capacity?
I was sous chef at Fine Napkin Burger. Like we developed the menu, developed
Okay.
structure. It was great. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was massive. I never done volume with we were doing 20 cases of potatoes a day.
Wow.
And one guy just cutting potatoes and washing potatoes and storing potatoes for the next day.
So this is interesting to me because, knowing you socially as I do, when I was reading up on you to come do the interview and I saw how long you spent with that group, it just doesn't seem like the Oscar that I know. Like when you just said, it was interesting, to build out that concept. Like you seem to me like when you were at Contento, that made sense to me. The place you have now, Nuyores, that makes sense to me. That seems like your element to me. That seems like your natural habitat to me. I imagine you in a larger restaurant group. It's not that I don't think you can do it, but it's like when you said you didn't like cooking school, right? That's kind of how I imagine you would respond to anything that resembles like a corporate or a company situation.
It's
what am I missing?
It's funny that you say that. So my wife said that I'm at work, I'm a different human. When I work, I'm extremely structured, extremely organized.
So you would just dial in?
Yes, dial in.
And you were happy?
I'm happy. I'm in my zone. When I'm at home, I leave doors open. I leave things here and there. Like it's a different person.
Interesting.
I forget the garbage open. It's incredible.
And is that just how you've always been?
Yes.
That something comes over you in like a professional setting?
Well, yes. I think my wife's that way. In that way, we're very similar.
She's a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Well.
We're very similar. When she's she's dialed in. She doesn't talk, not gone.
All right.
But
so tell me about growing that group. I was surprised when you said there's only 2 now. There used to be several.
There used to be several. It used to be 14.
Like when I lived in Westchester, we had one.
There was one in Westchester.
At Ridge Hill Shopping Center.
Yes.
Yes.
There was one there. I think became El Balón, a Mexican place.
Yes, it did.
But I mean, Orange has many restaurants, has opened a ton of restaurants as well. I think that's how the industry is. Some are great, some are good, but they don't work, and sometimes they're bad.
Sure. Well, it's a numbers game, right? You got to try a certain number of things. They're not all going to be home runs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think in the industry, you bat 300, you're good. But the company is very interesting. Orange, it's extremely smart. See, it's a real estate thing first, and then a hospitality. I think has a very good group now with Aviram as a beverage director, which is an amazing guy. Very dialed into hospitality, wine, and coffee culture. And I think he has this way to do the things and brings it to every restaurant. And maybe concept I tweak it a little bit different, but it works for him.
How much did you, if it's not too personal, how much did your family dynamic prepare you for the business part of what you do? Like you said you talked about what your dad does and your family, right? Like all the guys do this, all the women are teachers. You said it's a conservative family. As fun-loving as I know you to be, what you're describing is, it seems to me maybe that was that your family's culture? Was being a member of the Lorenzzi family good training for being a professional?
I think so. Lorenzzi
Does that make sense?
Lorenzzi Vitor, because both sides play a big part. It makes sense. I never thought about it, but yes. My mom's side of the family is a little more structure. My father's side of the family is a little more adventurous in the things they do. But yes, like there's a little bit of both, I think. Definitely. Yes.
Okay. All right, so tell me, what was the next big thing for you?
After Gaia, I went to find Napkin Burger.
Yeah.
I was there for 3-4 years, and then I took over Marciani's Matan.
Okay. Now these are, again, one of these is in the theater district, one of them is on the Upper West Side.
Yes.
And these are, what would we call these, French brasserie concepts?
Yes, French bistro-ish, American
Yeah.
bistro. It has, which we opened lunch and dinner. Pre-theater was insane. It's like, I look forward for Wednesday 6 o'clock. It's like you do 120 covers in an hour and a half.
Yeah, yeah.
It was fun. It was good.
So when you get to those restaurants, I assume they probably, did they run specials there?
Yes.
Is this?
Plat du jour every day. The structure was funny. Always a burger. Always an omelette. Always a soup. Always a super special. Plat du jour. And then the seasonal stuff.
Okay. Did you get to start, because, within a brasserie or a bistro concept, there's room for, specials that, especially in New York City.
Yeah.
Is this a place where you got to start kind of exploring the kind of food that has been developing and which you're now serving? Did you get to kind of put Oscar's personal stamp?
Yes.
And what did that look like? This is the first big smile.
It was great because Andy gave me the opportunity. It's like, okay, you want to do it? Let's do it this way. We trial, we bring Oren, he tries it, he likes it, we put it in the menu. So I said, okay. And Oren really liked my cooking. He thought it was a little bit different, a little bit, not really like French, but French technique in different flavors.
Yes.
And he really enjoyed it. I remember we used to do, one of the first dishes that I did was, I did a goat cheese crema with walnuts and beet ravioli. And he was like, oh, this is like a beet salad, but in a pasta. I was like, yeah, it is, but it's different. It's tasty, it's warm. Yeah, we're like becoming winter, so people don't want to eat really a beet salad.
Yeah.
I said, like, yes, I like it. Very interesting. So things like that.
Yeah. What was the sauce on that?
It was a goat cheese cream.
And there was goat cheese in the...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And this also, like, we made like buttermilk and cream with goat cheese. And I was start to using a lot of like Santangam, agar-agar, like I started reading that.
You were using all that stuff?
Yeah. Which Andy would call it monkey business.
Tell me about how Contento happened.
Contento happened...
So, for people who don't know, this was a restaurant. It was on 110th Street?
111.
111. Okay, I went the wrong direction. Yeah, right near 110th, 111th.
At the edge of the park.
It opened in the early... Did it open pre-COVID or just...
No, June 10, 2021.
Okay. And...
How did it happen? So we were doing one of the Wine on Wheels events with Yannick.
This is Yannick Benjamin, who was the owner.
One of my business partner
and a wine guy, big wine guy.
Yeah, big Tom. And Mara, who was the other business partner of us. We're doing this event from Wine on Wheels. And we meet, I was doing with this Matan, with Abby. We did 2-3 different ceviches. And we just kind of connect there. And then they were looking for a chef. What happened is the person who was going to take over, like, left. I don't really remember what happened, but the person who was supposed to help didn't want to be there full time. He was just want to do consultant, and they wanted somebody there full time. So we talked. They came to Nismatan. They have dinner. We agreed. Blah blah blah. I was the last piece to the puzzle, and I was gonna do French. I wasn't gonna do Peruvian. And Yannick is the one who pushed me to you should do your food.
Why were you gonna do French and not Peruvian?
I don't know. That was what I was doing. It was easy. It was easier for me. So it's like, oh, we're gonna do like a wine bar. So like easy. Like
Did Peruvian seem like it was maybe a little too risky?
no,
No.
I just didn't cross my mind.
So interesting.
Didn't cross my mind. And he's the one who pushed me. And then just the bug got in me, and just
Yeah.
I went all in.
Okay.
I went all in. I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's do that.
That was the first place I had your food.
Yes.
You guys had a good run there. You got a lot of press. We should say, you mentioned Wine on Wheels. Yannick is in a wheelchair.
Yeah. So
And-
wheelchair user.
And that space was uncommonly
100% accessible
Yeah.
for people, for wheelchair users.
Right.
For people with disabilities. Their bar was lower, so you can come park basically with your wheelchair.
Yeah, part of the bar.
Part of the bar.
Yeah.
The bathroom was accessible as much as possible. We have a special flatware for people that has mobility problems, special straws, special glasses. I mean, don't get me wrong, but we made a lot of mistakes when we opened the restaurant because there was not a map. There was no, we're learning as we go. And people will come and complain because we didn't have something. It was like, we're trying. It's like, just help us, let us know, instead of like trying to push us down. And
Right.
It was fascinating.
Yeah. You must have learned a lot.
We learned a lot. We have a braille menu. It was really expensive. I didn't realize how much it would cost to when you change the menu, we have to reprint again. And then there was an app for audio for people with low vision in the low vision community too, that we learned too, which we didn't know.
Got it. Okay. So you guys ran for a couple of years.
I was part of the business until beginning of 2024. I sold my part to them. I was consultant until April of 2024. Then we went different directions.
Got it. And then you started focusing on making this happen?
I was gonna do it in Miami.
What?
Yeah, I was gonna do it in Miami.
I didn't know this.
Yes.
Why was that? My hometown.
Because I had an investor there, which back up at the end, which thanks God he did. And I would start raising money again. And this one was 2024. I turned 50 in 2024, and we went on a trip and I invited all my friends. Jonathan came along, and I told him about, it was gonna call Olaya.
Where was it going to be in Miami?
We were looking for real estate, and we found a place we're about to bid for it. And the guy just bounced.
What part of town?
I was in South Beach.
South Beach.
Yeah. And
didn't you learn anything when you went to Montreal?
I was like,
you're going to unleash yourself on South Beach.
Oh yeah.
No, that's. Yeah.
Well, thanks God it didn't happen. I'm a very lucky person to it. Like my father says to me, you were born with your feet on the ground.
Yeah.
And so we went to the strip, and Jonathan told me, I was talking to Jonathan, let's open one together, like the Latino place. Said Nuyores, and that's the came out, Nuyores. And as soon as he said, I went in my computer, and I bought the domain. And that's how we started Nuyores in April 2024.
Got it. Okay. So you were about what? Under a year and a half. A little more than a year to opening.
So I started I have to go back to the boardroom room. I hired somebody to help me with the deck, the numbers, because I started looking at New York numbers, which was a little cheaper than Miami. I was surprised.
Wait, it was cheaper here?
Yeah. It's
okay.
Cheaper here. It was cheaper here. A little bit cheaper here than open in Miami. Then getting all the investors, friends, cousins, family, put it together. We got the money, and we went to Alex and Bobby and started bidding on that place.
Wow.
We bid 3 times.
Wow.
And at the end, they accept the offer.
So, were you, you were a partner in Contento.
Yes.
This is very much your place.
Jonathan and I.
Yes, but you're more front and center, I feel like, here. I feel like Yannick was very much
Yes,
the
Yannick
face
has
of
a
that
big presence.
place.
He's a media darling.
Yeah, and this for you, this is, am I right? This
Yes,
is really
I
your
think
first
so.
big swing where you're putting yourself out there as the principal or one half of the many
Yes.
people. Right. What was that feeling like? Did that feel risky to you? Did that feel like it's just time and you were comfortable with that notion? I just feel like it's such a monumental thing to do something like open a restaurant.
It's big. I opened so many restaurants with Andy.
Yeah.
So many, but like...
But it's different when it's
and
yours.
it's different when it's yours. It's different when you don't like... There's a lot of things that I don't know about, like, for example, permits. You know, like all that legal stuff that you have to like... But I have a lot of support from Oren, from Robert Guarino, who's a business partner from Oren, from Andy, some friends that help me, like guide me. Ed Szymanski from Dame, like kind of like give me some ideas and stuff like that. He was very good help, you know, like people like that. And came and like guide me in some sense. Nick Morgensen helped me too. I asked like here and there, you know, like the community is very nice in that sense. They always lend a hand when somebody needs it.
So as we sit here in January, how's it going?
It's good. It's good. Like until 31st, we were like packed. Great. I mean, the city, I don't know what happened after the holidays. It's slowed down, but we're doing good. I can complain. Like we still like have very good weekend business. We have events, buyouts. We have one buyout on Thursday. It's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how often are you changing up the menu?
We just changed winter Monday, last week.
So it's a seasonal thing for you.
Yes, like I keep, like I'm not gonna move the ceviche, the tiradito's gonna stay, the lomo saltado ribeye is gonna stay. People have told me they will never come back if I take the huancaína cacio e pepe.
Oh, that's good. I would come back, but
I have like maybe 35% of the menu I changed.
got it. So tell me one, just because this is going to air like in the next 2-3 weeks. What's one new dish for winter that you're especially happy with?
That I'm really happy with. I have a Brussels sprouts with a rocoto ranch, a spicy Peruvian chili, and we make a ranch with it. We fry the Brussels sprouts. We finish with pumpkin seeds, pomegranates, and spice molasses of pomegranate. This came out really, really, really good. Really happy. And I changed the desserts too, which I'm very happy with them now. I'm not very good at baking.
Okay.
But I came out with, like, I did a lucma Basque cheesecake. Lucma is a Peruvian fruit that everybody loves in Peru. A lot of people don't understand. It's very starchy. It's in the Zapote mamey family. And it tastes like butterscotch. And in Peru, we love it. If you go to a restaurant in Peru, 99% they're going to have a lucma dessert.
Okay. See, this is interesting to me because, you know, all of this, you've been talking French. Now, granted, I asked you to tell me a specific dish or two at Nuyores, right? But I don't think you named a single...
Peruvian?
No, French from your other jobs. And then we get to like the food that you know, your food, and you like light up and you're giving like I asked you for one dish, you named like 3 dishes.
Hey,
it's good to be unleashed.
It is good to be unleashed. That's true.
Yeah.
It's good to be unleashed. I think it gives you opportunity to like be more creative. At the same time, you have to be when you're an owner, you can see your wallet. So if you see your bank account, you have to be careful. It's a very fine line, you know.
Yeah, of course.
You have to cook for you, but you have to cook for the customers as well.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line between creativity and ego.
Do you... that's a good thing to know.
Yes.
Do you think you will ever... I mean, listen, there could come a point in your life where you just need a job. That could happen. But right now, if it were up to you, do you think you will stay in this lane of doing Peruvian / broader Latino food for as long as you could picture?
As long as I can picture it.
This is...
Yes.
You're where you want to be now in terms of...
Yes, I would like to open a Peruvian Nikkei kind of like kaiseki stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. That's my second, and I want to open a good Latino diner.
A Latino diner? Oh,
Yeah.
It's certainly the time for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be great. Like we can, like the Peruvian thing, Peruvian, Argentinian, Chilean, Brazilian things mixed with the diner culture. Diner is one of the best American things that can exist.
I agree.
Love
I wish
that
there
with
were
diner.
more. There used to be.
Yeah, they used to be.
Yeah.
We have to go to the diner.
I was just there this weekend. So what Oscar's talking about is my daughter, well, she's in her last semester, but goes to school in Pennsylvania. It's close enough that I drive her back and forth when she comes home. And we have a family rule that we always stop at the Clinton Station Diner. One of the rooms of which is actually an old train car. I finally got sat in the train car this weekend. And anyway, at some point I told you about it. We found out we both love diners.
Yes.
If we got in a car, I mean, we're having a production meeting. If we got in a car right now, we could be there in 1 hour.
Oh, wow.
It's that close. Yeah. Just a straight shot on Route 78.
It's close.
We're going to go.
Definitely.
Okay.
We have to.
All right. And maybe I'll report back. Maybe I'll shoot some video there on my iPhone. We'll share it.
Oh, cool.
All right. I'm going to leave it there. Give me one que sabor.
Que sabor. Oh, we didn't think of sabor, huh?
No, not you made it an hour without saying it.
Yeah.
That's like your catchphrase.
It is. I use it a lot in the restaurant.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you
coming
very
in.
much. Pleasure.
And that is our show for today. Again, my great thanks to Oscar Lorenzzi for joining us. If you find yourself in New York City, or if you live here, get over to the West Village and check out Oscar's restaurant, Nuyores. Please go check out Mies, the recipe operating system for culinary professionals, at getmies.com/Andrew. And thanks to Gage Tollner for providing our location. If you live in New York City or find yourself visiting, please go check out Gage Tollner and its upstairs bar, the Sunken Harbor Club. Links to that on the episode description for today's show. And our thanks, as always, to S.Pellegrino for their longstanding support of the pod. Andrew Talks to Chefs is the property and a production of Table 12 Productions Incorporated. This episode was written, booked, and hosted by me, Andrew Friedman, produced by Alleyne, and shot, edited, and mixed by Victor Michael Thelian. If you'd like to support us, we ask that you do that by telling a friend about the show, posting about the show on social media, and or rating and or reviewing us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you are now watching us on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe. Our thanks, as always, to After School Special for our music. Please check out their album, Double Barrel, Single Entendre on iTunes. Please follow us on Instagram and also, as of this episode, on TikTok. @Chef Podcast is the handle on both platforms. Thank you for listening, and we will be back soon with another episode of Andrew Talks to Chefs.